Type 8 is a straightforward, direct type whose attention goes to issues of power and control. 8s gain respect and assure protection from injustice for self and others by asserting their own truth and personal power. Fueled by a big, forceful energy, they display a zest and relish for life. 8s feel most comfortable when they have a situation under control, which makes them excellent managers and team leaders. However, their desire to maintain control may cause them to ride roughshod over conflicting points of view.
Very quick to respond at an energetic level, at a body level, rather than at a mental level. And I always wound up running things. It was very confusing to me why I wound up running things, but people wanted me to run things, so I ran things. I didn't actually feel like I was taking the lead, but I wound up with the lead. Basically, my leadership style was to be totally unaware of anybody else's truth. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I got it done, and over whatever it took, dead bodies or whatever. And it got done, and we were successful, and people both applaud you and reward you for success, especially monetary success and whatever, regardless of the details. Well, basically, I don't have any problem submitting to authority if the authority is in control. So as long as somebody's in control, I'm okay. I have very little patience if things are not being operated properly or not in control, and I will tend to try to take over if somebody's not in control, either whether they're above me or below me. If my judgment is it's unjust, then I immediately begin to go through a subconscious and conscious assessment of what it takes to get my way. And unfortunately, the first question should be, listen to the other truth, and then go to the next step. I have a real sense of, quote-unquote, my concept of fair play. And if I feel like somebody's trying to take unfair advantage of myself or one of my people or the system or something I don't agree with, my immediate tendency is to abandon my best judgment and to try to rectify that, whether it's appropriate or not appropriate. And it does get me in trouble. It still gets me in trouble. It doesn't get me in as much trouble as it used to. But occasionally I blow out and make strategic, shall we say, political errors. And I really call them political. They may have nothing to do with the truth. Well, I think in the past, my approach to conflict was to win. My approach to conflict now is a lot different. Whereas in the past, my mindset basically was unconscious mindset, and it was one of powering over people and whatever skills were necessary, usually verbal, humiliational work, intellectualizing to the point where they look stupid, or pulling rank. There's all different types of what I would call verbal bullying that's totally unconscious and innate that you're not even aware of. Well, one of the things that's not changed is I like to be direct, and 8s like to be direct, and I want direct feedback. So that is a rule of thumb in our company. I don't want surprises. I want to be told the truth. I'm not going to crucify the messenger. But basically, I need direct communication, and I've maintained that. It's very difficult for an 8, cooperation is, because what an 8 wants is delegation and control delegated. An 8 wants to see things happen in a very controlled, effective way. So cooperation to an 8, at least this 8, means everybody's doing their job the way they ought to. So in a way, we're sort of like a police officer, which is not a great role. So we have to learn how to moderate that police officer energy and not get too controlling and too micromanaging, which has always been my biggest weakness. We're not big on collaborative in committees and stuff like that, but we are great on gathering information. I mean, I like to gather the information from as many sources as possible because we love to be correct. We love power, and we love those results. So if we've got the right information, then it's easy to make the right decision. It's sort of like, give me enough information that a 6th grader can make this decision on. That's where I want to be. Feedback was only useful from my viewpoint, from my own truth. So I believe that, if eights can understand other people's truths, they can assimilate that feedback in a positive way, and they need to do that in order to be more effective as an eight. Well, I think the eights have to appreciate that their energy and enthusiasm is welcomed when it doesn't run over people. And in fact, people like it a lot. They like to ride on the coattails of that type of energy, and it comes sort of naturally to us.
Eight's leadership development priority is to retain their engaging, energetic presence while noticing and moderating their impact and their all-out approach to leadership.